So, what happens when the family judgment you have been dreading your entire life turns out to be the wrong one? Today, we are jumping into Allegra Goodman's fantastic short story, Deal Breaker. It's such a sharp look at family secrets and, the anxieties we literally invent for ourselves. This line, right here, this is our way in. It's basically a declaration of war from our main character, Pam, against what she thinks her mother's judgment will be. Pam is absolutely convinced she knows what the deal is and who the deal breaker is going to be, but as we're about to find out, she is looking in a completely different direction. All right, so first things first, let's unravel the secret she's keeping. At the center of it all is Pam. She's a 56-year-old lawyer, totally successful in her career, but she's hiding a pretty serious relationship with her boyfriend, John, from the one person whose opinion she fears the most, her mother. Can you imagine? For 6 whole months, Pam has been living this double life. On one hand, she's got this loving, wonderful relationship with John, and on the other, she's still playing the part of the perpetually single daughter for her parents. And the wall that separates these two worlds, it's built brick by brick out of her fear of what her mother will say. Now, to really get what's at stake for Pam here, you have to understand John. He's a total 180 from all her past boyfriends. You know the type. Charming, confident, but also kind of mean. John is just open-hearted. He's kind. He's this safe harbor for her, a comfort she's never really had before, which, of course, makes the thought of losing him to her mother's disapproval just that much more terrifying. And this brings us to the real heart of the story, the imagined judgment. See, the conflict isn't even real yet. It's a battle that Pam has been fighting inside her own head for months, pitting the amazing reality of her relationship against this catastrophic rejection she's just assuming is going to happen. And here it is. This is the case against John that she's built in her mind. Pam has this whole detailed list of his supposed flaws, all seen through her mother's imaginary, critical eyes. Right at the top of the list, what she thinks is the ultimate deal breaker. He isn't Jewish. But it doesn't stop there. He's divorced, he's mostly bald, bad knees, heavy, he even has a slight twitch. She's basically prepared an entire legal brief against the man she loves, all on her mom's behalf. But the reality of their relationship, it could not be more different. Their life together is actually filled with these really sweet, simple moments. She finds that he doesn't twitch at all when he's with her. She warms her cold feet on him in bed, and he actually likes it. Their whole connection is built on this quiet, mutual care, just a world away from the harsh verdicts she's expecting. And then there's Isabella. She's John's 14-year-old daughter. And the way John talks about her, this brilliant, talented girl who is the absolute center of his universe, it just shows Pam what a loving, devoted man he really is. Isabella isn't just his daughter. She represents this key piece of the future that Pam is simultaneously hoping for and hiding from her family. You know how it is, every secret has a deadline. And for Pam, that deadline is Thanksgiving. A simple 3-person dinner is suddenly a total pressure cooker. She can't keep these two worlds of hers separate anymore. That ticking clock is getting louder, and you just know a collision is coming. Okay, so now we're at the showdown, and the setting is just perfectly tense and claustrophobic. It's a Thanksgiving dinner for just the 3 of them, and there's freezing rain outside, basically sealing them all inside. There's nowhere for Pam or her big secret to run.
And this is the spark. Her parents, just because they're worried she's lonely, they inadvertently poke the exact sore spot where her secret has been hiding. Their own concern, their gentle little prodding, becomes the very trigger that finally makes her crack.
And then, whoosh, the dam just breaks. Her mother, Helen, she senses it immediately. Pam admits it, gives them his name, and then, almost like she can't stop herself, she immediately throws out her 2 biggest defenses. He isn't Jewish, and he's divorced. She's not just sharing news. She's launching the first strike in a fight she's been practicing for months. But the fight never comes. Instead, her mother's response is this simple, almost disarming question. It's not judgmental. It's not angry. It's just practical. And it completely pulls the rug out from under all of Pam's lifelong expectations. And just like that, the monster that she'd been so afraid of just vanishes. Maybe it was never really there to begin with. Instead of the anger she expected, her parents are curious. Instead of rejection, they're accepting. Decades of anxiety just kind of evaporate in this quiet, anticlimactic moment that changes everything. Or so she thinks. Because just when you think the story is over, right when you think the conflict is resolved, the author gives us this brilliant final twist. The deal is not done. Because the real deal breaker, well, it was never what Pam thought it was. So Pam is feeling giddy, she's relieved, and she finally starts to open up completely. She starts sharing all the little details she's so proud of. She even whips out her phone to show her parents a portrait of John that was painted by his super talented daughter, Isabella. The mood is so warm and accepting. Her parents are praising the painting. And then Helen asks this seemingly innocent question. Just a simple point of curiosity that, boom, shifts the entire story onto a brand new track. Pam, still kind of managing her parents' approval, decides to play a card she thinks will impress her father, who's a retired doctor. She mentions that John's ex-wife is a respected oncologist. It's a strategic move, right? Meant to add a little prestige to her new life. But oh boy, is it about to backfire. And then she says the name. Allison Friedlander. To Pam, it's just a name. But to her parents, that name is a critical piece of information that changes the entire game.
And there it is. Helen's immediate, excited reaction is just the ultimate irony. Pam spent half a year terrified of the word Jewish being absent, only for her mother to celebrate its presence in John's ex-wife.
And then comes the final ironic twist. Her parents, almost at the exact same time, make the connection. If the mother is Jewish, then, according to Jewish law, which passes identity down through the mother's line, the daughter, Isabella, is too. Suddenly, the deal isn't about John anymore. It's all about his daughter. And Pam can only watch in absolute horror. The problem was never that her family would reject her new life. It's that now they're trying to claim a piece of it for themselves. They instantly adopt this girl, a total stranger they have never met, as one of their own, completely leapfrogging over Pam's relationship that brought this girl into their world in the first place. And that leaves us with this really powerful question, doesn't it? Pam was so busy fighting the ghosts of old judgments that she never saw the real challenge coming. It really makes you ask, what battles are we fighting in our own heads based on old family rules? And what completely new challenges are we totally failing to see right in front of our faces? Dealbreaker is just such a sharp reminder that sometimes the family scripts we think we know by heart are the very ones that can surprise us the most.